Hello everyone, it's Katie here from the Scrappy Sisters, and I am up today with day 27 of Scraptember. Oh my gosh, we are so close to the pointy end. So thanks for sticking with us this month. I am losing my voice. I have done a lot of voiceovers, but also have a little bit of a cold, so I apologise for my huskiness. So mixed metals is today's prompt. I hope you enjoyed playing along this month so far. It's been a wild ride. I suspect I'm obviously doing these voiceovers early, but I suspect the playlist is getting quite full of lots and lots of videos. But yeah, I'm super excited to see everyone's creations for September. Now I have to, one thing, Addie is sitting beside me in the high chair, so if you hear some baby noises, it's just her. But I have to do my voiceovers because I'm running out of storage on my phone. So I need to voice over some so I can get them off my phone and up onto YouTube so I can free up some space. Now these photos are of Lincoln and I when Lincoln was having some surgery in April this year. So he had to have some surgery. We've known it was going to happen for a long time. But we were just on the waiting list, and so his turn popped up in April, and then he had to go back a week later to have dressings removed under general anaesthetic. And so these photos are actually from the week, the sort of the dressing removal part of the surgery. I didn't take him to the first part of the surgery. Addison was only 4 weeks old at the time, and we thought he would have to stay overnight. So Danny took him in, whereas we knew that the dressing removal was just a day procedure, and so I took him in so Danny didn't have to take time off work, and my mum came with us so she could watch Addison while I was with Lincoln, and it worked well actually. So these are those photos. So it's not the best photos. He's not particularly pleased to be back at the hospital. It's a place we go to very often. We have a lot of appointments there. As you know, Lincoln has a medical condition, so we're there relatively frequently, although with COVID, we've had a lot of telehealth appointments rather than face-to-face, but we do frequent this hospital, the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne. And so he sort of knows when we go there that sometimes it's not great, but most of the time it's fine. They're just regular appointments with his surgeons and medical team. But obviously this time around he did have to go under a general anaesthetic. So it's never that nice to put your kid under. So if you've done it before, hats off to you. I know how upsetting that is. But this whole procedure, because it's only a dressing removal, it just took sort of an hour, not even that, 20 minutes I think. He was under for, and then obviously recovery time. So it was very quick. So mixed metals. I'm going very light on the mixed metals for this prompt. As with all of Scraptember, you take the prompts and you make them your own and you do what works for you. So really I'm bringing in my mixed metals in. Some of my embellishments have gold accents, and then some of the thickers that I use have rose gold, and then I come in with gold and silver mist at the end as well. So that's sort of the extent of how I mix my metals on this layout, but I'm sure people will go all out. I am sort of going a bit of a subtle mixed metal, but it works. I mix my metals all the time. This really wasn't a difficult prompt for me. I'm not that fussed by mixing metals. I think it works, particularly in, small quantities like I'm doing, I suppose. There you go. I think it works. Now, you will have heard me say this in like 13 other videos, but Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life joins me on the odd days of September with scrapping her Scraptember prompts. She's co-hosting with us this year along with Laura Alberts, and Laura and Jess are on the even days of the month. Oh, sorry, Addison's exploring, sucking her fingers, and so when you put them in your mouth too much and then she gags, that's what she's doing. So she's fine. She's just having a little play. But yes, Laura and Christy are joining us, as well as lots of other people who will be playing along for the month. People will be dipping in and out, and so that's why we created the playlist. So that will be linked down below, so go and check it out if you want to follow along. It's kind of nice having a playlist because you can just watch at your leisure and you don't have to worry about trying to find everyone. So anyway, I'm really pleased. Now I'm trying to work out how to fit all 5 of these photos on the page in a way that kind of works. 5 is a weird number, I find, to include because, it's not, I can't do a grid. Well, I could do a grid if I wanted to add like an extra sort of space to make it 6. But, 5 with that odd number, it's a bit odd. So I end up kind of just skew-whiffing the photos on the page and then creating my embellishment clusters in the sort of spaces that are left. So I am actually using the Daydreamer collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studio as kind of the pattern paper aspect and the title. But actually the rest of the embellishments have come from Rosie's Studio Field Notes collection. So I had an extra packet of the florals from that collection. Sorry, Addison's throwing a toy away. I'll just go and pick it up for her. I had an extra packet of the florals, which also had mushrooms as part of that pack, that I didn't kill in my kit, if you remember, from June, I think. No, July. And so it's just been sitting on my kind of scrapbook space. And Jess was the one who actually said to me that for her wedding album, she used this collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studio as well. And she mixed in the Field Notes collection. And she was the one who said to me it works really well together. So I actually threw it into my Daydreamer collection. So hopefully I will use it up. So I'm just creating my clusters. I've got a couple of frames. They are actually from the Daydreamer collection. And then I'm just creating my mushrooms. Mushrooms have nothing to do with this layout. I just liked the colours. And I had enough to kind of create my clusters. And then I've added like a little floral into each cluster as well. And then I'm coming in with a couple of moths, which again are from the Rose Studio collection. And then a little mole, I guess it is, who's holding a little envelope with a love heart on it. Not that relevant, I'm not going to lie. But they just look cute. And I'll also add some wood veneer. Look, this layout it's an odd one. It's difficult to scrap these kind of photos, I find. I don't have a lot of super themey collections when it comes to like hospitals and sickness and things like that. My themed collections tend to be more around, I might have some very kind of boy specific or girl specific collections, or like floral, that sort of thing. And obviously Christmas. But otherwise I don't have a lot of like really themey stuff. So I just kind of have to scrap these more, I guess, less nice moments with the collections that I have. So I'm not necessarily trying to make this be a nice layout, although it's not. He is having surgery, but that's not a bad thing. He's fine. It was just something that had to happen, and we've been knowing for a long time. And so he's perfectly fine. And it's definitely part of his story and an important part of his story. So I want to tell it so that when he's older, he can look back and kind of see the timeline of some of these things that happened for him. So, I want to record it. So anyway, I guess I'm waffling. I'm sticking everything down. Let's get back to what I'm doing. I'm sticking everything down. I'm going to create my title. So I'm using the title die cuts from the Daydreamer collection, and so my title will end up reading "Oh, this place," and then my little subtitle at the bottom is the pits. I don't know, I just thought it was cute, and that kind of here we are again back here. I'm hopeful that he might be done with surgeries now for maybe forever, but at least until kind of he's a young adult. So fingers crossed we don't have to have any more surgeries. You never know with his medical condition, with his TOFs and his swallowing and stuff. He could absolutely need more surgeries as he gets older and his esophagus grows. We kind of don't really know, but all signs suggest at the moment that he's doing really well in that regard. So hopefully that's all very positive. So all I'm doing is sticking down my clusters, adding my title, and then I'm going to come in with my splatters. And then I'm going to add my wood veneer. I know I said this in another video, but if I remember, I like to add my wood veneer after I've done my splatters. Otherwise, the wood kind of soaks the mists in, and it doesn't actually look that great in my personal opinion. Sorry, Addison's talking to her toys. She's having a grand old time. She's really reached that age where she's chatting, obviously, and talking and interacting and wanting, she wants her toys to talk back to her. She's sitting up in the high chair, which is super cute. She's 4.5 months at the time of me doing this voiceover. At the time of this video going live, she'll be, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, nearly 6 months. That shows you how early I'm filming this. It's early August when I'm filming this. So she's nearly, actually it's not early August at all, it's mid to late August. So she's nearly 5 months. So I'm only a month ahead in my filming. So I am just adding in my title, as I said, and then I've got my little subtitle that I need to add as well that says is the pits. That's a bit fiddly because I had to do some doctoring of my letters. I didn't have any T's or E's in this alpha that I chose, so I need to make it work. I turned my L's into T's and my F's into E's, which is very easy with the type of thickers that I am using. But it does take a bit to stick it all down. So yeah, and I'm just adding my little foam pieces so I can pop up some of my clusters, bits in the cluster. So I'm adding, I think I add 2 florals into each cluster, as well as a few other embellishments. Oops, I think Addison's going to crack it in a minute. She's like, Mum, stop ignoring me. Mummy, stop ignoring me. Hi, baby girl. There you go. She really is a super chill baby. I mean, letting me do my voiceover. I do, weirdly enough, have the television on so she can watch something on the screen and not be too distracted. But I think this is a 15-minute video, and I think she's starting to be a bit like, excuse me, Mum, that's enough now. That's enough. Hi. Hi. She's super smiley at the moment too. Super smiley. I wasn't sitting quite beside her. Maybe if I sit beside her, she'll let me make it through this voiceover. Oh, my voice can hold out. So many things to distract you guys today. Addison's squawking away, my voice, nearly losing my voice. Whew. Anyway, so I've done my, this place is the pits. And then I'm going to add my splatters. As you can see, I'm just covering my photos. And then, as I said, I'm going to use gold and silver to get my mixed metals in there. And when I said my embellishments have gold, so the stems of the mushrooms have a little bit of gold in them. And then my little subtitle is the rose gold as well with the navy. I think, were they a Paige Evans thicker? I think they were. They're such a good size. One of my favourite thickers. She did a whole series, I think, with some different colours and things, and they were one of my faves. I've got a few packs of each. So versatile, that size thicker. So I'm just adding my splatters. I'm being quite generous. They're not a particularly dark mist, these ones that I use. I use the Marabou Art Spray in gold and silver. So they're an acrylic paint-based mist. But they're not super strong, particularly on this background, because the background's quite busy. It's the raindrops background. And so, yeah, I don't hold back. I don't hold back, do I, baby girl? I'm showing her my layout so she can have a look. She likes to look at all the bright colours. Okay, do you recognise your brother in those photos? You do? Anyway, I am near the end. As I said, I was adding my wood veneer. So I do like to add it after I've done my mists, but about 80% of the time I forget and I add it first, which is fine. I just don't love it when the mist soaks into the wood veneer because it sort of runs with the grain of the wood. But, it looks fine too, so each to their own. But if I do remember, I do like to add it at the end. Now, I have almost finished, so you will see a close-up coming right at you. Oh, and Lincoln was trying to, wanted to do some scrapping while I was scrapping this layout. So yeah, I'm basically done. So thank you guys so much for watching. Everything will be linked in the description box, so you will see a link to the playlist as well as to Christy and Laura. I'm sorry, I had to stop for a drink. Gosh, I've got one more voiceover to do. Obviously, this is the 27th of September, and I've got my video for the 29th as well that I need to voice over today, and I don't know if I'm going to make it. Addison's busy playing with her squeaky, not a squeaky toys, her toys that shake. Anyway, I am finished. Check the description box down below. Here is my close-up photo. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys. Bye.